we've got some stuff specifically for COVID. So you're going to either need a going concern note or a subsequent events note, depending on when you're actually reporting on. We do have some standard wording for that. It is going to vary a little bit depending on what the client's circumstances are, but we do have some options depending on whether or not you can estimate the financial effect. So to use these, it's just the same as using any other note. You can bring it in through the notes menu, and then it'll just come in at the top of your notes. There's also an emphasis of matter. If the going concern assumption or the subsequent event warrants an emphasis of matter paragraph, we have some standard wording in there too that links automatically to the notes that you can bring in. I'm going to demo that here again just really quickly. It's fairly straightforward. It's the same process that you would use for bringing in any other emphasis of matter or note. So let's go back to our financial statements here. I'm going to flip it back to review. There we go. I'm going to flip on the emphasis of matter paragraph here, just available in the report options. We'll go down to it here, and then you can see in the custom paragraph selector, we have two specifically here for COVID. So I'm going to pick the subsequent event note here, and you can see it's listed off here. There's no note reference in at the moment, but that's because there's no associated note. So as soon as we bring in the note, it's going to add the reference. So if I go down to the notes here, I'll pick the note category, go down to subsequent events, insert from this category, and there we have our COVID note. Just check that off, click OK, and it's going to stick it in here. And so you can see here, we have a number of selectors for dates depending on what the situation is in your jurisdiction. And we also have two different wordings depending on whether or not you can estimate the financial effect. You can just click this button here, and then that'll give you some actual areas in the appropriate text for estimating the financial effect. So you can just fill in the details as is appropriate for your client. And if we go back to the report, we'll see up here the reference to the note has been added. And the going concern works exactly the same, so you don't need to worry about doing anything different between the two.